But ultimately, this right here is what it's all about. Is these blackberries and us being able to enjoy some thornless blackberries that are not a pain in the neck to deal with. They're somewhat controlled, and we can continually work these pretty easily with just minimal effort a couple times a year, and then making sure that you're harvesting, I would say, pretty much every other day once things start rolling. So, these are great. All right guys, so we're back at it working on the blackberries. We're redoing our trellis from the original system that you can see right here into a single cattle panel style. Really feel like this is going to improve in regards to spacing and how much easier it is to pick, not having to lean down in to the V-shaped trellis like we did before. So hopefully you'll enjoy this as we kind of work through the transition or changing over to a different style. And sometimes you just got to admit defeat. I don't know that we're fully admitting defeat, but we're going to at least try this new style and see if it works a little better. Seen it with a couple other folks, and we think that this might work well. So here we go. Dean Family Acres. Alright guys, so we are going to be working on our blackberries today. Ever since Helene took out our trellis, I've been wondering, alright, how and or what in the world are we going to do? And today's the day, we're going to figure it out. So we're going to work on this and see what we come up with. Kind of thinking I want to redesign the trellis style. So this is what we've got now. It's a simple T-post and wire for like electric fence wire, but overall that the weight's kind of pulled those T-posts over, and I'm rethinking what I want to do, mainly because of spacing and how we do over here because we have the garden. So you got the garden there and you start tilling, and as you can see I've kind of had to whoop whoop over that way because of plants root tipping in, which is totally fine, but also just because of the width. It continually is going to get a little bit wider if you don't stay on top of it. I'm thinking if I do a single cattle panel style, it'll take me about 4 or so cattle panels to get down through here, and we can also leave our gap in the middle. But I've seen there's a guy out in Texas, it's Treehouse something, I'll insert him down below. That's the style he's used. I've just always been impressed by what he's done. He's also used a fence row as kind of part of his trellising system. So, so that's what we're gonna do, and we'll also get the dead canes pruned out of here because we've been slack on that for sure. All right, guys, we've shared many a times that it takes us a little while to find things, and today the tool that we were in search of was this T-post driver. You know where it was? Same as the other week, exactly where I left it. It's just been months since I used it last, so it was in the back tool room, probably where it should have been. Anyway, let's see if we can kind of somewhat organize these vines, remove the dead, and then be able to find our tallest T-post that we have available, so that we can then start working on putting these cattle panels up instead of the type of trellis we have now. The good thing is that this time of year, everything is sprouting. So I can see what's good, I can see what's dead. Or what you think is good and dead. That vine there is definitely leafing out, even though it should be dead. Yes, this is going to be a hot mess because pick it up over that one. All right, and then you're gonna go back to your post by there. All right. What level going down? How much?
This one, this line is on.
The issue here is I'm gonna be a little short, so I think oh. Who gave me a driver's license? How far are you hanging over? Tell me. All right. How far past are you hanging on your post? All right. And it should be hanging over about a foot on your side. here. Huh? It's on that. This and this one. Alright guys, so you saw that we got up the panels, and now what we're going to use is some tape to actually tie up the vines to these panels and also prune them accordingly. Some of them have grown ridiculously long because we didn't stay on top of them last year. I will say that last year's video, you can see right here when we ended up, we had a mess because the deer came in and nipped them, and they just went that way probably 10 plus feet in the ground, up all over the place. And the only thing I knew to do was put up the wires and just kind of wrap them around the wires. That worked. I wouldn't necessarily say it was the best idea, but it got them up off the ground. We got some berries last year. Need to kind of stay on top of them. When they get to about 4 or 5 feet tall, you need to just top them or tip them and let them just start growing runners. Because that is where you're going to end up getting a whole lot more surface area and more blooms and more fruit. So we're going to try and get these tied up appropriately, and then hopefully we can get them pruned as well. So here we go. Alright guys, so we got those up there, and now the only thing we got to do is tie/weave the plants in. I will say there's different varieties on this end down here. We do have some Prime-Ark Freedom, there's some Prime-Ark Traveler, and then at the very end we got Ponca still popping up. Even though I moved them last year, they're still popping up like crazy. So just let that be of note. If you want to switch varieties, you might want to switch locations, not just try and put something else there. They do all grow a little bit differently, so that's something else you want to think about. And the other thing that I learned, and just kind of once I did this upper end here, and I did weave a good many through, so you can kind of see here, you know, it's not woven through a lot, but a lot of it is kind of woven in and out, maybe 2 or 3 places. And the disadvantage of that is when it's time to prune back. So the real way you probably should do it is just tying it like this here, and then that way you end up being able to remove it a lot easier when it comes time for cleanup after these have produced the second time, because these are primocane-fruiting varieties. Alright guys, so we got at least this upper end of Prime-Ark Freedom looking very nice. I will say I like this trellis system much better than the simple wires. From a cost perspective, this probably costs just a little bit more. I don't know what cattle panels are up to these days, but for us, I think this is going to work well. My only slight concern here is the height and the potential for it shading some of the first row of plants over here in the garden. So we'll kind of see what we end up with. All right guys, so I wanted to come out here after we recapped everything with the trellis. Hopefully you guys appreciated that, and just a little bit of step-by-step on how we did what we did. But I wanted to come out here and show you guys what the results are. Don't judge weeding, but it is what it is over here. And I wanted to just show you exactly how things are looking here in late May, early June, and just how well this trellis system's working, and just notes to take for yourself as well as for us in regards to future and how we adjust this. So check this out. So I'm going to jump on the other side of the wire here, and hopefully you guys will be able to see exactly how things are doing. No bees out right now, but man, they were completely going crazy out here the other day. You might be able to notice from the side angle here just how thick things are here versus here, and our water line basically ends about right here. It starts spraying right around in this area, so basically any of this area down here is looking really nice. Found a few bees there. But overall, our trellis system is looking great. And we've actually begun to harvest a few berries this week. You want to make sure that they are very dull looking when you pick. This one here would be a great example. So as you can see, our harvest is starting to look pretty good, and it's crazy how some varieties just do so much better. Those vines or canes that we got from Pence in the upper area there are all Prime-Ark Freedom. I've kind of intermingled some of those down here, trying to get it to be basically a whole row of Prime-Ark. But those right there in that central section, they just love that area. I don't know if it's watering in combination with compost and just our amending of the soil, but they've just been absolutely great. But ultimately, this right here is what it's all about. Is these blackberries and us being able to enjoy some thornless blackberries that are not a pain in the neck to deal with. They're somewhat controlled, and we can continually work these pretty easily with just minimal effort a couple of times a year, and then making sure that you're harvesting, I would say, pretty much every other day once things start rolling. So these are great. Those who say that thornless don't taste nearly as good, I think they're mistaken and just have not had good thornless varieties. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let us know down below exactly what kind of blackberries you're growing at your place or that you're looking to add in the near future. Thanks so much, guys. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed one.